Okay, we're back to our typesetting task for the menu, and we want to skim through the directions, and we also want to note through looking at what you've typed in and the comparison to the directions that are here in the PDF. We want to make sure that we can accomplish those tasks and that we match what we've got. Now I'm going to work pretty quickly through this, so you'll be doing this as you go along. You might start and stop the video a little bit. If there are some terms that you're not familiar with, or I'm assuming that you've seen some of the other video training, just the basics of working with text and the text frame and changing a few things up like that. So if you haven't seen those, you might want to go back a little bit. It's important to master using something like InDesign for page layout because it does lead to a job pretty much in the graphics industry. So it's a great skill to have. All right, so let's accomplish the task of starting our formatting. So following with this markup, you'll see that in the PDF, this page 4 right here, and I want to kind of scroll through it. Now this is what the end project should look like, but this page also points out some of the hidden characters here. It also has a little bit of directions, okay? And then it has our direction on what we want to set our type as, the typeface, also the type size, and the lettering. And of course, visually we can see the different colors and things like that. It also may have some space after, and so we want to set that up as well. Okay, so taking a look at what we've got, and you'll notice that the hidden characters here on the name of the item, we've got a return, a soft return rather than a paragraph. So you want to double check that you typed in your text, and don't worry that it is not lining up as far as the end of the line here, because here I talk about the BlackBerry, that last word for that sentence is on the second line over here, but in my text that I typed in, it's on the first line. Just let the text flow. The important thing is you're noticing where are my paragraph returns, and where is the soft return, and do I have a space in between. One thing that you're going to notice, there is no return whatsoever, like as far as it goes right in here. You're not going to notice any paragraph return. In fact, there's no paragraph return actually there, because we're going to take care of that with typesetting. This is the type of skill that makes you a professional. Okay, so you'll notice that I don't have any hard returns, like if I were to go from one line to the next, having a whole return. That's way too much. We'll control that kind of spacing with space after. Okay, so what do we need to do? The following this markup right here, and I want to kind of scroll this down again a little bit. Okay, this shows me an example of what we saw above and all the typefaces. And what I do want to take a look at is to find out what is the most common typeface, size, and leading, or in other words, space between the lines, leading, that we can start and select all the text and set that up and format that. Okay, I don't do one line after another. What is the most common? Okay, so what I'm seeing is that Trajan Pro is the most common. So far, the 10.5 size takes care of these very long entries of description of our menu item. And so there's not a particular one per se that's the same size, but I did notice that the leading is 13 points. So what I want to do is Trajan Pro, 10.5 size and 13 leading, which is the most common, plus the most of this text is black, so we're going to keep that the way it is, or a good chunk of it is black. And we're starting off with black, so I'm not going to change anything in that way. So starting off, I'm going to select everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 clicks makes it so that I can select everything. Or you can use the command or the control key and hit the A key with it to select all. Alright, and so I'm going to use actually the control panel here where I've got some character controls. You could also use the where is it? Right here. The character panel, and if you need to see the character panel, go under Window, and you're looking for Type and Tables because it's kind of hidden there. Character. Okay, so that'll give us all the controls that we need. All right, what did we say? Trajan Pro, so I need to look that up. And I'm going to kind of fly through here a little bit quicker. If you don't see Trajan Pro, then you might want to, wow, that looks, incredible. But don't worry about it. We're going to make changes to it. I'm making a point is that I want to work as little as possible, not because I'm lazy, but because we need to make sure that we have a short amount of time that we're doing this. We meet our deadlines by moving very quickly through making changes. So the type size, in fact, if I click here, I want to put 10.5, okay, and since it's in terms of point sizes already, I'm going to press enter. And then for the leading, and you can see here, I'm working with the controls in the control panel, and I'm going to put 13 in and press enter or return. So far you might think, oh my gosh, this is just enormous, and it's filling this space up way too much. Not to worry, we're going to make some changes after this as well. All right, so we're in great shape so far, and let's continue the sizes and spacing in the next video. So save your work. Again, you want to initially save it and then you can move on. So save often. Okay, so go ahead and make that save. All right, and I'm actually converting this because it was an earlier version of our software. Okay, so I will be applying that in here. All right, in the next video we'll be formatting some more